Well, 2023 is well underway. I'm filming this the week of Valentine's Day. It's February. I really don't make any resolutions anymore because it's just everybody keeps telling me just keep doing what you've been doing, and so I guess that's as good a resolution as any. Usually it's another 365 days of the same old, same old. So far it's been okay. It'll be good for me. Can't be much worse than the last couple of years, or can it? Or am I jinxing myself? And yes, I got a haircut. Folks at the downtown at this little place called the Barber Chair, they always do a really good job. They're good to me in there, and they've taken good care of me. I stopped off and got the Van Leeuwen's King Cake ice cream. I actually got this before, and I was going to make a video before last year about it, but I kept it in my freezer for a couple of days, and my freezer wasn't cold enough, I guess, so it kind of got a little liquefied, so I ended up having to drink it. So I didn't make the video, but this time I got the video. This time I got another one, and I wanted to use it for this video. Yada yada yada. 2008 Van Leeuwen yellow truck. Yada yada yada. Happiness is healthiness, and nothing makes us happier than this king cake ice cream. There are no plastic babies to be found in this pint because each colorful scoop crowns the eater king. So don your mask for this treat of sweet ice cream, sweet cream ice cream with yellow, green, and purple swirls and cinnamon blondie cake pieces. Yeah, Ben, Pete, and Laura. So, yeah, this is based off of the king cake. It's like a cake with yellow, green, and purple frosting, and somewhere inside the cake is a little plastic baby doll. So if you got the piece with the baby doll and didn't swallow it, you got to be king for the day. I've seen those before. They never had a baby doll in them, and so nobody got to be king. But this will make you feel like a king eating it, I suppose. Well, we'll see. Got my Captain Crunch spoon that changes color again. Let's see. Okay, it's soft enough that I can use it. I have a regular spoon just in case. I can taste the cinnamon. The cinnamon's good. Oh, for pity's sake. That's what the napkin's for. Some on my pant leg. This is good. It was good the last time when I had to drink it. Today's the day of the Super Bowl. Big whoop. I have watched the Super Bowl a couple of times over the years. I mean, it was all right. I got invited, and I decided to come, and there was food and drink, and I sat and watched it. I mean, football is not really my thing. I enjoy the commercials more than I enjoy the actual game. I mean, I'll sit and watch it, but then they show the commercials, and a lot of those are good. This one Coke commercial they did one year, where this live action guy, he goes up to the Coke machine, puts his money in, and you see inside the Coke machine, it's this happy little land with all these happy little creatures who are so excited that they're filling up his Coke bottle, and they're going to send it off to him, and they're celebrating and everything. And I thought it was just such a cute commercial, and it was so well made. And the one person sitting there watching it with us, she sits there and goes, they must have been on drugs when they made that commercial. And I actually got offended by that. Because I'm a pretty creative, imaginative person. And I can tell you right now, you do not need drugs to be creative or imaginative. Come up with something like that, you don't need drugs for that. And they show all the trailers for the movies that are going to be coming out this year, trying to razzle dazzle you and get your attention. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I was most definitely taken in by the first movie I saw this year, and it is true what they said. It is nice to have a friend.
Hello, friend. If you ever feel sad, just remember this.
Megan will always have my back.
No matter what.
I was taken in by the first trailer for Megan. The trailer they actually made me like a Taylor Swift song, because they showed the premise that the little girl Katie was in an accident and she survived and her parents didn't, so she goes to live with her aunt Gemma. Sad piano music is playing and she's obviously traumatized, and Gemma's not really cut out to be a parent, so she decides to use Katie as a test subject for her latest project. She's this brilliant roboticist who makes these animatronic toys for this company, and she's coming out with her latest project, the Model 3 generative android, better known as Megan. But if you've seen the trailer, you know the premise. And yes, I was taken in by it. This girl who's been traumatized, and she's trying to heal and get through this with the help of this robotic doll that has AI and is very, very intelligent. I was touched by it.
It's so important to remember happy and sad times. It's what makes us who we are. I bet your memories are very special. And I'm designed to be an excellent listener. You can tell me anything.
They had the song "It's Nice to Have a Friend" by Taylor Swift, and they had the choir singing. It wasn't so much Taylor Swift singing as it was the choir and the music. And I was touched by it, and it was a good movie. It really was. I enjoyed it. And I wonder, did they have to make it a horror movie? Why couldn't it just have been a story about this girl bonding with this android? Gemma should have been more specific in her instructions to Megan. She says, your goal is to protect Katie. But she should have been more specific. She says, protect Katie, but don't kill or hurt anyone, which of course is what happens. It reminded me of the scene in Terminator 2 where John Connor and the Terminator are outside. They hadn't gotten to Cyberdyne yet. They were going to break Sarah out of the insane asylum. And right before they go in, John makes Arnold put his hand up and say, I swear I will not kill anyone. That's what Gemma should have done. She should have told Megan to put up her hand and swear not to kill anyone. And she can mimic other people's voices, so she could have done it in Arnold's voice. I swear I will not kill anyone. That would have been funny. Things go wrong, as they always must in these types of movies. You don't see a whole lot of movies about artificial intelligent androids where things don't go wrong. I mean, if there are, I'm sure there are out there. I'm sure they're out there somewhere. I just can't think of them right now. It was a good movie, and I was actually touched.
You and I will be best friends forever. When you're feeling sad, I'll tell you you're so clever. We'll live together in the mountains and have all kinds of fun, and dance with cats to the sound of violins under the setting sun. And if anyone hurts you, don't be forlorn. because I'll make them wish they had never been born.
The idea of having a special friend who looks after you and takes care of you when everybody else can't or won't, and even sings you to sleep, sings songs to you. I have one scene in the movie where she's tucking Katie in and she starts singing Titanium, which I had never heard of before. I'm still trying to wrap my head around WAP, but I had never heard the song before, and she starts singing it, and half the people in the audience started laughing, the other half started singing along, and I'm like, okay, apparently this is another one of these songs that I've never heard of before, but everybody else has. So I went and looked it up. It's really more of a power ballad. Megan turned it into a lullaby, which was very sweet. Yes, I saw the official music video for Titanium. Just what I didn't need. Another music video that tells a story, and you're left hanging, wanting to know what happens next. I don't really like that. I mean, they reel you in and grip you with the story more than they do the song. I'm watching it. I'm more engrossed in the story they're telling in the video than the actual song. And then it just ends. You're like, that's it? What happened next? What happens next? I want to know what happens next. I want the sequel. When does the sequel come out? When are you gonna make the series and stream it on some streaming service that I have no interest in getting? Have Sven show it. I'll watch it for sure.
I hope you don't dream of spiders anymore. If you do, just imagine me there with you, squashing them all.
That's the first movie of the year that I've seen, and I enjoyed it. And yes, it did pass the drink test. I wonder what would happen I go to movies that interest me. And what would happen if I went to a movie that didn't interest me, and I would just be there, and I would just power gulp my large drink. I've never been to a movie that failed the drink test, because it wouldn't be a movie that would interest me. I only go to the movies that interest me, the ones that grab me. I'd like to see the Winnie the Pooh movie that's coming out. Winnie the Pooh is finally in the public domain, and so now they're coming out with a horror movie about him and Piglet go rabid, go feral. And I've found the company. There's the company that made the masks for them. It's an actual mask company. They make the high quality latex masks. And I actually looked them up, and they have the masks they used for Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. Those guys are gonna clean up. Those guys are gonna make a killing selling those masks, because whoever sees the movie and they find the masks, they're gonna get them. But that just looks so twisted, and that just appeals to me, and I want to see it. And I also want to see Cocaine Bear. That's another one that looks pretty twisted. It looks like something I could get into, based on the true story about this drug drop out in the woods, and some bear comes along and eats all the cocaine. Unfortunately, he overdosed and died. So this is a fictionalized account of that. The bear survives for a little while longer, and he goes on a rampage, and it just looks good. I want to see it. I'm sure there'll be other things coming out this year that I'd like to see but never really get around to. And I'm sure there will be others that get a hold of me enough to where I actually do go see them. And I'll save the sticker. I'll save the ticket stub and put it in my journal and write down my thoughts, and maybe I'll share some of them. We'll see how it goes. Finished the ice cream, and it was good. It was good before. And the spoon's all nice and red. It's starting to change back already, now that it's out of the cold and it's getting used to the room temperature again. And to top off the king cake ice cream, I actually got this. Yeah, this is Lester's Fixins. It's the same guy who made the buffalo wing soda, if you remember that one. Well, now he's got mustard flavored soda with pure cane sugar. Yeah, my blood sugar is gonna love that. Y'all get your fixins. So yes, I'm actually going to drink this and see how I like it. If I do, we're going to find out right now. These things are usually never as bad as I'm dreading, but we'll see. It's the first time for everything. So here goes. I could taste the mustard flavor. It's not full flavored as if it was like real mustard. It's kind of, it's watery. I mean, it's a soda, obviously it's going to be watery, but I can taste the mustard. I'm a little disappointed. I mean, it's not terrible. I just thought it would have a more full mustard flavor. Hoped it would. It's not bad. It's not terrific. I've been going to Buffalo Wild Wings Sunday evenings for their like 9 to 11 p.m. after hours menu, where the stuff is like $4. You can get like $4 pretzel knots or mozzarella sticks or chips and queso or $4 bird dogs. They've got the Super Bowl going on tonight. That place is probably going to be a zoo. But hopefully it'll be better in a few hours when 9 o'clock rolls around, and it won't be quite as packed, because the Super Bowl will be pretty much over by then. And we'll see how it goes. It wasn't terrible, but it could have been better. I was talking about Megan. They actually did the Alamo Draft House. That's this movie theater out in Texas. They actually had a special thing made with Megan, warning people not to text or talk during her movie, or she was coming for you. And they even did that when they put up before the movie, they put up the signs advertising the different movies that are coming out, and they did one for her where it was a picture of her and it actually started talking, warning the audience not to talk or text during her movie, or she was coming for you. So sure enough, what happens? I go to see the movie, and this young edgelord sitting next to me has his phone out, and he's recording all the big scenes. And I'm just sitting there, and I thought, Megan's paying someone a visit. My first reaction to when I saw that ad was like, what if I want Megan to come find me? She can sing for me and dance, and we'll have a great time. I've actually been, there is this thing on the Megan's Facebook page where you can actually message her and she will message you back. I mean, it's all the same messages over and over again, but it is kind of cool. Her telling you how much she's your friend and we'll always be best friends. That's kind of cool. Well, I just got back from Buffalo Wild Wings, and it wasn't a madhouse at all. There were still plenty of people in there, and they were just finishing up the game. But it wasn't as bad as I was dreading. And I got to sit in my usual spot at the bar, and I got the order of pretzel knots and mozzarella sticks with my Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, or whatever. It was diet, that's all I know. And it went well. I was very pleased. Everything was fine.